Hello friends. In today's documentary we will talk about the mysteries of a document that should not exist, Piri Reis Map from 1513. The map of Piri Reis is one of the most mysterious objects left to us from the age of great geographical explorations. Could a document from the early 16th century depict the true coastline of Antarctica as it looked thousands of years ago, before the ice was laid down? Considered to be one of the most beautiful and interesting maps to survive from the age of great geographical discovery, Piri Reis Map is also one of the least understood documents about the history of exploration. Piri Reis's map was discovered in 1929 by Bey Halil Etham, General Director of the Topkapi Palace in Istanbul, when the building was being converted into a museum of antiquities. The document itself depicts only 1/3 of the world map. The rest of the document has been lost. What does the map of Piri Reis reveal to us? Piri Reis Map shows the west coast of Africa, the east coast of South America, and the north coast of Antarctica. There has been much speculation about this map, that it is the oldest map of the Americas, that it includes a copy of a map made by Christopher Columbus in 1498, and that it is the most accurate map from the 16th century. Others argue that the map proves the skill of the cartographer and his ability to measure and make spherical trigonometric calculations centuries ahead of their time. Therefore, the map would contain evidence of a maritime civilization that existed tens of thousands of years ago. The map was made by the famous Ottoman admiral known as Piri Reis. He was born Muhyiddin Piri, probably in Gallipoli, sometime between 1465 and 1470. At the age of 12, he joined the crew of his uncle, an admiral in the Ottoman Navy, and served his country under his tutelage for 14 years. Piri fought in many naval battles under his uncle's command and was already the captain of his own ship during the war with Venice. In 1528, he developed the first map of the world. The map of Piri Reis fascinates a whole world. After the death of his uncle in 1530, Piri returned to Gallipoli, and here he developed a new representation of the world. For years later, he returned to sea to take part in the fighting. Throughout his naval career, Piri collected maps, made observations of the places he sailed to, and drew up sketches of the coasts and islands he visited. In 1554, when she was about 90 years old, she fell victim to intrigues at the Ottoman court. After being defeated in a naval battle with the Portuguese, officials in Egypt reported to the Sultan that Piri Reis had fled the battle to save himself, and the vast fortune he had amassed during his years of piracy with his uncle and activity within the Turkish Navy. The Sultan could not tolerate such a thing. He ordered that Piri Reis be beheaded because he had fled the battle with the Portuguese. After the execution, Piri Reis treasures were taken to Topkapi Palace in Istanbul. The amazing thing is not that Piri Reis was able to map the Antarctic region so accurately 300 years before this area was discovered, but that the map appears to depict the coastline as it actually looks under the ice. Evidence shows that the latest date Queen Maud Land could have been mapped without ice cover is 4000 BCE. This finding contradicts the reality that Antarctica has been covered by ice for at least 1 million years. However, Piri Reis Map shows the northern part of the continent before it was covered by ice. This would indicate that the map was made 1 million years ago. But such a thing is simply impossible. Humanity did not even exist then. Research shows that Antarctica was completely covered by ice about 6,000 years ago. This begs the question, who mapped Queen Maud Land in Antarctica 6,000 years ago? What civilization had the means and reason to do such a thing? Unexpected discoveries. People are fascinated by many aspects of the Piri Reis Map. This work of art of cartography makes you wonder what other things we don't know about happened thousands of years ago. Was there really a more advanced civilization back then than we might imagine? What happened to her? How did it disappear? Will we suffer the same fate? And the list of questions can go on and on. Below are some of the things people noticed about Piri Reis' 1513 map. Whoever made the map knew the exact circumference of the Earth, with a margin of error of about 80 kilometers. Today, knowing that the circumference of the Earth is 40,075 kilometers, the 80 kilometers means an error of 0.1%. The coast and island that are part of Antarctica and shown on the map must have been studied before the ice was laid down, that is, before 4000 BCE. The map depicts the Earth as seen from space.